Condré au porc. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, we are going to be cooking condré. Condré is an ethnic dish from the western region of Cameroon, and to prepare this dish, we are going to be needing the following ingredients. The ingredients, we have some green plantains. This is the main ingredient of this dish. Right here we have some onion, ginger and garlic, we have some leek, we have celery and parsley, and some tomatoes. So we are going to blend all of this all together. For the dry ingredients, we have some white pepper, black pepper and ginger leaves. We have some bebem. Yes, this is called bebem. We have some cloves. We have this spices which is called commonly quatre côtés, and we have our country onion called in French rondelle, and we also have ginseng. So we are going to blend all of these spices together. Aside from these ginger leaves, you are going to blend all of these dry ingredients together. We have our beef. You can use any beef of your choice, but for this recipe we are going to be using some pork. We also have refined palm oil. Typically this dish is made with palm oil, so you have to bleach the palm oil till it's white before you begin cooking, but for this recipe we are just going to use some refined palm oil. But not the least, we have our seasoning cubes and some salt. So let's cook. We are going to start by peeling off our plantains, and I will chop this into two halves. So I'm going to peel off my plantains off camera and leave it in water. I will show you that once I'm done peeling our plantains, and we have just left this in water. So we are going to commence cooking now. In a heated pot, add in some oil. This is enough. We will allow this to heat up, and then we are going to fry our onions. Our oil is heated up now, so we are going to add in our onions. We'll just fry this for a minute. Next, we are going to be adding in our plantains. Add in our plantains now, and now we are going to be adding in some water. The water has to be above the plantain, so we are going to add in more water. So we add this so it's above the plantain. We're going to put in our curd and ginger, and we will cover this to cook with the plantains. Plantains is cooking, we are going to proceed with browning our pork. This process is totally optional. I just love to do this. So we're adding our pork to a dry pan. Yes, our pork in the pan. We're going to add in a little bit of onions as well. We will not be adding any oil or water into this. We are just going to flip sides, allow this to cook, and we flip the sides so the pork turns brown. Pork cooks, we are just going to flip the sides like so. Just flip this around and allow it to brown up very well. It's almost done. The reason we didn't add any water nor oil to this is because pork releases water and oil, so there was no need adding in some. So this is almost done, and I'll be taking this off from the fire, and I'll place this aside. Browning our pork, and this is what it looks like. So we are just going to keep this aside, and we proceed blending my spices. Since I have a small blender, I'm going to be blending this in batches, so I'm going to pop in some into the blender and blend first, then I'll blend the rest later. Blending the first batch, so I'll proceed to blending the second. I'm going to be blending our dry ingredients, so to facilitate the process I'm going to be adding in some onion. Typically in the village, how this is done is we just add everything in a bowl and we take to a grinding mill, so we blend everything at once. But since I'm using a blender, I had to blend them in batches. Plantain has been cooking for a while now, so at this point we are just going to go in and add in all our blended spices. So we are going to add this pot. We're going to add in the dry ingredients as well. And we are also going to add in our seasoning cubes. Adding in our salt, adding in our seasoning cubes, it's good. So we are going to allow this to cook, and we are going to constantly check to see if there's enough water, and we add in water if need be. Cornbread typically takes a long time to cook. In the villages we used to cook this sometimes overnight, like we are going to cook it on the 3-stone fire side, then we allow it overnight on the fire. So when you open the pot in the morning, it's all cooked and well done. So we are going to be cooking this for at least an hour. So we are just going to cook this, check from time to time, and add in some water. I'll just go ahead and add in our pork. So now I'm just going to add in our pork, and I'll allow this to cook with the plantains. So we are going to allow this cook. While this is cooking, we will constantly keep an eye on it to add in water, but it's going to cook for a long time, like for over an hour. Our cornbread has been cooking for about 30 minutes now, and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in more water and allow this to cook for about 30 minutes more. So I'm just going to add in more water to this pot and let it cook. Adding in more water, and we are going to let this cook for about 30 minutes more. Our cornbread has been cooking for another 30 minutes now, and this is what it looks like. This is all done and ready. So at this point we are just going to let this simmer. So I'm going to turn off the fire and just allow it to simmer before I serve the food. So this is what our cornbread looks like. We are also going to take out the feuille de ginger. We are also going to remove that before serving. So I'll turn off the fire and I'll let this simmer. This is how our cornbread turned out. Smells so good and tastes so delicious. Thank you so much for watching, fam. And if you like this recipe, please try it out and leave a comment down below. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more amazing videos on Cameroonian recipes. Thank you, and until next time, bye bye.